Is plagiarism a crime? By Isagani Cruz. Much has been said recently about plagiarism. Everyone, even serial plagiarists, knows what it is. It is, simply put, stealing somebody's idea and pretending that it is your own. It is intellectual theft. It breaks the commandment "Thou shalt not steal." It is definitely a sin, but is it a crime? Let me refer to the law that governs intellectual property, namely, Republic Act No. 8293, known as the Intellectual Property Code of the Philippines. It was passed by the 10th Congress, one of whose members was a certain Vicente Castello Soto III. Chapter 10 of the law talks about the moral rights of an author. Section 193 talks of the scope of moral rights, which includes the right to require that the authorship of the works be attributed to him, in particular, the right that his name, as far as practicable, be indicated in a prominent way on the copies and in connection with the public use of his work. The law clearly provides that the name of the author should be prominently mentioned when his or her work is used publicly. In other words, even if I made a blanket statement that everything I said in a particular work was taken from the work of others, that does not satisfy the requirement of the law. I have to mention the name of the author from which I took my words or ideas. Section 198 further provides that the rights of an author under this chapter, Chapter 10, shall last during the lifetime of the author and for 50 years after his death, and shall not be assignable or subject to license. If the author is still alive, I have no choice but to mention his or her name when I take words or ideas from him. Why ideas? Because plagiarism does not involve only words. It also involves ideas. If I added or altered a word here or there, or even if all my words were different from those of the original author, I would still be committing plagiarism if the idea is the same. This is the main difference between copyright and plagiarism. Copyright protects the expression of an idea or the exact words of the original author. The prohibition against plagiarism protects the idea itself, no matter how it is expressed. Therefore, using different words, or even a different language, but expressing the same ideas is plagiarism. Does plagiarism violate the moral rights of an author under the Intellectual Property Code? What about international law? Look up Understanding Copyright and Related Rights on the website of the World Intellectual Property Association. The Berne Convention includes the right to claim authorship of the work, which is independent of the author's economic rights. Foreign authors, like local authors, are entitled to protection under our law. If it is a crime, is there a punishment? According to Section 217 of RA 8293, any person infringing any right secured by provisions of Part 4, the law on copyright, of this act or aiding or abetting such infringement shall be guilty of a crime punishable by a. Imprisonment of 1 year to 3 years plus a fine ranging from 50,000 pesos to 150,000 pesos for the first offense, b. Imprisonment of 3 years and 1 day to 6 years plus a fine ranging from 150,000 pesos to 500,000 pesos for the second offense, c. Imprisonment of 6 years and 1 day to 9 years plus a fine ranging from 500,000 pesos to 1,500,000 pesos for the third and subsequent offenses. A secondary issue has been raised about copyright. Are blogs and writings on the web copyrighted? Chapter 2, Section 172.1 of the law puts it as clearly: literary and artistic works, hereinafter referred to as works, are original intellectual creations in the literary and artistic domain protected from the moment of their creation and shall include in particular a. Books, pamphlets, articles and other writings. The word writings is not limited to printed material. Writings on the web are writings. In fact, Section 172.2 says that works are protected by the sole fact of their creation, irrespective of their mode or form of expression, as well as of their content, quality and purpose. The mode or form of expression is immaterial. Whether on the web, in oral speech, or in a printed publication, a literary work, meaning a work that uses words, hence, literary, is protected at the moment of creation and because it was created. There is no need for any copyright registration, nor even a copyright notice on a web page. Is plagiarism a crime? Are authors such as Janice Formicella and Sarah Pope, as well as the literary executors of Robert Kennedy, entitled to press criminal charges because their moral rights have been violated under Philippine and international law? I am not a lawyer, but as an author, I say that serial plagiarists not only deserve to burn in the fires of hell in the next life for having broken the seventh commandment, but to suffer in jail in this life for 6 to 9 years.